The cards that I face nowadays are only legendary decks. If you see the log over here, yeah, this is a tournament. I'm playing a tournament, the 10 gem tournament, and you can see they only use these legendary cards. Now I don't know what, but I think Supercell hates me and doesn't give me a legendary card. The only legendary card I have is the log, and I don't use it much. And Supercell hasn't given me any other card. And you can see the opponents that I face have Inferno Dragon, Ice Wizard, Lava Hound, Sparky, and what the fuck not. So I'm going to show you a non-legendary deck which you can use to take down these bulky legendary decks. And yes, you sometimes you lose, but you win also. So you can see I have a an okayish log over here with most number of wins and a few losses. But let's look on the brighter side and see the wins. So I'll show you against this battle I fought from Awaz Kabir named Kazim. So he is using a Sparky deck. He will place his furnace, and the fire spirits will spawn. And here I decide to go with the wizard because I don't have a attacking card. So I start with the Valkyrie and the wizard combo. He releases his musketeer. He then releases his Valkyrie. And there comes the Sparky. Wow, what a rhyme. And to be honest, I failed to counter this Sparky because I just couldn't counter it. He had the miner also. So he's using a miner Sparky deck, and that fire spirits from the furnace was distracting the Inferno Tower. So yeah, I lost the tower. But as you can see, my deck is light and he has a high elixir deck, so I can cycle my cards quite fast. And so what I did was I could get a few shots on the right tower. And here you can see his angry face because I have gone out of the regular push and I've started a double lane push, which is not suitable for his deck selection. So I have been countering his miner and his musketeer. I'll let the tower counter the musketeer. I release my hog, and the hog does a significant amount of damage. Since he has a high elixir costing deck, he couldn't counter my hog, and so the hog just took down the right hand tower. So he again starts with the same push as he did in the beginning. So now he has the Sparky, so I know how to somehow counter the Sparky well. And you can see, since the deck is cheap and the wizard focused on the crown tower, the tower got taken care of and he releases the Sparky. The Sparky will eventually take down my Valkyrie, but right now it doesn't matter since it just has 10 seconds left, and I'll somehow manage to distract the Sparky, even though I don't have the best counter to the Sparky, but I'm sure to distract the Sparky somehow. And so as the time runs out, I win. That's Batman's to laugh. I don't care what Batman's. So moving on, I have JW Games from the Sword of Dragon. Let's check this attack. He's level 8, so I do have the level advantage, but he has a legendary deck. He releases his witch, he releases another witch, and look at the fun right now. You see, he has two witches, and I fireball the two witches. That's violence against women. I'm sorry, feminist, but this is war. Okay, so moving on. Now, since I don't have any attacking cards in my hand, I use the Valkyrie and the Wizard Push, and he releases the Inferno Tower. I don't have any counter to the Inferno Tower, and then he decides to release his P.E.K.K.A. Now, I have my Inferno Tower ready to defend against this P.E.K.K.A. This P.E.K.K.A. gets melted down, and you can see I am on the lead right now with a significant amount of damage. He arrows my goblins, but just before arrowing, the goblins did a slight damage to the tower and did around 300 damage. So that's really good. And he releases his witch. I thought he'll mirror his witch again, and I'll again fireball it, but he releases his minions. Even though I successfully counter his witch. And so I take down this tower. I don't know but I think he missed his fireball. So as you can see, he doesn't have cards ready because it's a high elixir deck, and I'm using a lightweight deck, so lightweights always have some kind of advantage over these decks. But you must be careful. If your cycle breaks, then this will cause you a problem. So if you are a high elixir deck carrier, then you must break the light elixir deck's cycle. Then only you will have some success on taking down these light decks. So as you can see, so many troops get countered by that Inferno Tower. Even some of the minions survive and take down my hawk. He goes berserk, releases his fireball, arrows, and rage, and what the fuck not. And as you can see, this is game over. If I had a few more minutes, I would have taken down his tower. But still, it was a good game. And that's it. So moving on, we have the Borgia from Nova Peru. So I forgot what deck he was using, but I'll anyway start with the Goblin Barrel, and I'll release my Hog Rider. He counters the goblins with the Ice Spirit and releases the Fire Spirits, but my Hog somehow manages to do a significant amount of damage on his right tower, and releases the Sparky. I actually fear the Sparky because if you do some wrong, the Sparky will just annihilate your tower. And as you can see, he knows his deck well and is using Fire Spirits to counter him. So that was a bad push. I mean, that was a bad defense, but I just take down this tower anyway, because as you can see, this is a high elixir cost deck. So yeah, we do have an advantage. You know that, right? Tip I will give about this deck is you must try to take your tower, take the opponent tower down to say 250 hit points, so you can just fireball the tower and get your win. I mainly use a range cards so that I can achieve that 200 damage on the towers and just take down it using the fireball. So you can see this is awesome, bro. This is just Inferno Tower lovemaking, and You can see the hog rider over there is just doing an insane amount of damage on that tower. I also sent in my hog rider. He got a little bit of damage, but you can see he has gone berserk and can't decide what card to throw on. Again, this same kind of Inferno Tower lovemaking, and now I'm just pushing it again. This time it's a very good push right now. The wizard is just focused on the tower, and that's a very good damage, and he has wasted his zap, so he cannot zap my goblins right now. As you can see, the damage has gone to 442. I fireball and it comes down to 213. I poison it and it will further go down, and we'll have a win. So you can see my tower is also at 410, which is not so good, but and you see that poison is all what we need, and the fireball too. So that was a great win, and that's my bad manners. So moving on, I'll show you one more attack by this guy named Sir Nacho from Cuba. So he's using this air deck, using the Lava Hound, minions, Baby Dragon, and I begin with the Hog because that's the best attacking card I had. He releases minions. I counter the minions with the fireball. He wastes his rage, which is very good because he must waste some cards. As you can see, he has 2 legendary cards, and I use the Valkyrie over here to distract so that the lava pups get distracted. He releases that balloon, and that balloon is dangerous. It can just take down the tower in 2 shots. So thanks to the Inferno Tower, the balloon got countered. I release the Goblin Barrel, and he will zap it. Yeah, so but you need to cycle your deck. It's not a waste, but you need to get your cycle done, and that is what is important in these decks, to get your cycle in the rhythm. So he again starts with the Lava Hound. I anticipated his minions, but he doesn't release the minions, so that was my bad. But still, we got a significant amount of damage on his tower. Now he's coming with a big push, and this big push will cost me my tower, but still I have done a significant amount of damage on the left hand tower, so I know I can take down his tower very efficiently right now. And so yeah, I sacrificed my tower. That sucks, but still, for the game you have to sometimes sacrifice. And now I begin my push on the left tower. As you can see, he's just throwing his troops without thinking anything, and I'm making my push over there. I released those goblins on the side because I wanted the goblins to counter the ice wizard over there. So as you can see, we have brought the tower down to 272. So one fireball and a poison will just get the tower, and so we have game. So on these light decks, you just need to somehow get your tower down to 250, and then you can just fireball the tower, and the tower is yours, and you can get the win. Pretty easy deck on such legendary cards, and I've shown you only replays of people using legendary decks. There's so many legendary cards, and I have not used a single legendary over them. I just have the log, you know. So I begin with the Goblin Barrel, and you can see this is massively uh, high elixir cost deck. That's a Golem, and I use the Valkyrie to counter that Musketeer also, and the Golem. I send in my Goblins because the Goblins can deal a lot of damage. He has the Lock 2, which is also a legendary card. So in total, he has 3 legendary cards in his deck. That's insane, you know. You know, the dangerous deck, I think, after Sparky is the Princess, because the Princess requires a good counter, and if you don't have, she can deal a lot of damage. As you can see, I'm just taking down that Ice Wizard. He zapped my Goblins, but that's important to cycle your deck. That's not a waste. I fireball everything, and everything goes in vain. So at this point, I'm anticipating his move about. I'm just anticipating he releases his Golem, but he decides to release the Witch and the Ice Wizard. So I try to poison and then counter it using the Goblins also. Oh no, I use the Valkyrie and the Wizard, and then I throw in the Goblin Barrel so that he can zap. That was a very nice zap over there. And now I'll use my Hog Rider to take down the tower. And you can see the tower has been brought down to 688 damage. And he has his Inferno Dragon. Now that was a surprise for me at that moment. So you can see how easily the Inferno Dragon got countered. The Inferno Dragon itself is a very weak card. But it can take down the tower like an Inferno Tower does. So here you can see I just used the Fireball to counter everything. Even that, and the Musketeer got countered well. So you can see the tower damage over there is 404. So I release the poison and just wait to let it become less than 250. So it has already become 204, and I just fireball and take the win. That's everything. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let's see, I have a silver chest. Oh, nice. Anyway, requesting of cards. Okay, I request later. So thanks for watching.